Normally I don't do a video of me just starting the car, but this one's worth it. Just the rumble sounds fantastic. Well, today I'm in a 2022 Toyota GR Supra 3.0 Premium. That's a mouthful. Let's get into this bad boy. Welcome back to techgooch, and today we're taking a peek at the 2022 Toyota GR Supra 3.0 Premium. Like I said, that is a mouthful. I'm sorry, but that is. But this is the Supra, and I was really looking forward to this thing, and I will tell you, on a lot of fronts, it did not disappoint. This thing is built in Austria, and it's a sports car. It's a really fun, wanting to go as fast as it can sports car. It is built for speed. It really is. Two-seater. This has got that really cool red interior in it. I will be as honest as I can in this video, as straightforward as I possibly can on all aspects. I understand that there are going to be some fantastic lovers of this car, and actually, to be honest, on a lot of fronts, I am as well. However, it's not perfect, and you can definitely tell some of the shortcomings of this vehicle, specifically when it comes down to, well, the control and entertainment system of it it's almost laughable, if I'm being as honest as I can about it. The radio is kind of a joke. The control down here for the climate, things like that, is pretty standard. But anything to do with the radio, I think they should junk this thing and just start anew, because it is laughably bad. That's the best way I could kind of describe it. But to be honest about it, you don't buy this car because of that screen. You're not doing it. You're buying this car because of what it's capable of doing. This thing is capable of doing 0 to 60 in 3.9, and it doesn't disappoint. This thing will put you in your seat. It's pretty awesome. Now, coming from a person, I actually personally own a Tesla Model 3 long range, which technically does the 0 to 60 in 4.1, but I've actually clocked it lower than that. I've clocked my Model 3 doing a 0 to 60 in about 3.8. Now, it was a slight downhill grade, but it was 3.8, and I know what that feels like. And unlike an electric car, this specific vehicle does not have the instantaneous torque that I've kind of come to love about my Tesla. But that said, my Tesla does not sound like this. My Tesla also doesn't have the same push constantly that this thing does once it gets going. This thing is rear-wheel drive. It's not all-wheel drive like my Tesla is. It is a beast of a vehicle. It is more than I actually anticipated when I knew it was coming. And that says a lot, because this car's got some balls to it. It really does. It wants to go fast. I've been in some fast cars. I really have. And so far, my favorite, I wouldn't say it's super fast, but my favorite vehicle that I've been in was probably the Lexus that I did last year. It was a big engine in a small car. It really was. However, I've never been in a car like this that it just wants to go fast. It's not, yeah, we're gonna go fast when you put your foot down. No. This thing, when you're driving in this thing, it wants to go. I had a hard time going 25, 30 miles an hour with it, because you're just barely touching the pedal to get it to do that, and it just wants to go. I mean, you can hear it, oh yeah, I want to. And I'm not even in sport mode. In sport mode, the thing really wants to go. So it's just a different beast than what I'm kind of used to, but it is a very sporty car, so it's not something that most people are going to drive on a day-to-day basis. Now, the way that I described this to a couple of my friends as well as my wife is my dad, back in when I was in high school, so this would have been 98, 99, somewhere in there, he got a Pontiac Fiero. And that was kind of his midlife crisis car. That's what we called it. And I got to drive it to prom. It was fantastic. I will tell you what, when I got in this thing, and I remember driving that, when I got in this thing puts that to shame. And this is the midlife crisis car to end your midlife crisis, right? That's what this car is. If you're in that kind of just funk of day-to-day operation of life, and you got some money to throw at an issue that you just want to get in a car that goes, that is this car. This GR Supra is the midlife crisis car to end your midlife crisis, because it'll do that. It will end it. Now, I am going to go into the vehicle itself and show you everything here, and that's what we're going to do next, is we're going to do a nice spot where I can do my standard run through of everything here on the dash. There's several things I like, most of which I'm not a huge fan of. And of course, the big thing on the dash is the touch panel with the entertainment system and communication system kind of built into it. Not a fan, really not a fan. Also, on the driver's side instrument cluster, there's a couple things in here I don't like as much, but not a big deal, to be honest. This is kind of standard. Steering wheel standard, paddle shifter standard. Pretty much a lot of the stuff is standard. Also, it does have the driver assist where it'll actually keep you in the lane. If basically right now it's got it on and it's keeping me in the lane pretty good. Not designed obviously for hands-free driving, but it does a really good job of keeping you in your lane of traffic. So I do appreciate that. Of course, it's not going to have anything too much more advanced than that. However, it does what it does quite well, actually. It's like any of the Toyota vehicles anymore. They're doing a pretty good job of doing all these simplistic things. So that said, guys, let me get to a spot and we'll pull off and we'll go through everything. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go around the front and around the vehicle real quick. On the front of the vehicle here, obviously really nice, sporty. The hood, if you don't notice, goes all the way over the edge, all the way down to the side. So that's one piece all the way around. It's definitely unique. Really nice looking wheels, red brake actuators in there. Just a beautiful looking vehicle. The rear as well, also very sporty, very wonderful. The tailpipes themselves, they sound fantastic. They really do. It's a great ride. Actually, it's a review vehicle. Oh, cool. All right, so let's come around the side. One thing is obviously it's probably not something that most people with these kind of cars are going to worry about too much, but definitely the tires are probably fairly pricey, to be honest about it, but really nice. All the aesthetics of it looks great. And the paint job on this just looks fantastic. So, let's go inside. So I still actually have the vehicle on, but it does have, it keeps the engine off when it doesn't need it. It'll probably start midway through us being in here because the climate's going to go back into it. But let's jump in. And this is a sports car, so it's not easy to get in, so I'm not going to be able to just climb in real quick and easy. But let's come in like so. Shut the door, keep it nice quiet. Oh, maybe it actually turned off by itself. But yeah, I actually didn't hit the stop button when I got out. It was still technically on. But that said, fasten seatbelt. Yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. So let's start with the left like we always do. We just have obviously the two windows in here because it is just a two-seater. Lock, unlock, easy access. We do have a tweeter here for the JBL audio system. And the audio system sounds really good. Nothing against that right now. Brighten that up so you can see that better. I apologize. mirror control here, so you can just kind of select between the mirrors. You can also fold the mirrors on the fly, and then just hit the button again to unfold. Over here we have our lights, parking lights, auto lights, whatever you need. You can adjust your the brightness of your actual dash as well. And right now I just have this guy set to not on auto fans. We're just going to keep it cooler in here because it is hot outside. Let's go to the steering wheel next. Pretty basic controls in here, but not as straightforward as a lot of the Toyotas. This one is not your standard Toyota lineup. This is not just Toyota made. This is a conjunction and actually made in Austria, and it is quite the beast, and it is complex to say the least for its controls. The crazy thing, in my opinion, is yeah, we can adjust the volume and stuff like that, which is on the right, not the left, which is different. But every vehicle is different, right? Sometimes they're on the right, so it's not a big deal there. But there is no play pause button. Play pause is essentially turning it on, turning it off. So for instance, right now I actually have my phone connected, running Bluetooth, and to pause the music, you just turn it off, which is just strange to me. It's just strange. And then we can use these way over here, which, to be honest, for your next and previous track being way over to the right, basically in the passenger side over here, right? It's just not laid out properly. But I digress. Let's get back to the information center here. Pretty basic information. It does give you like the speed limit down there and your current speed, and then the tachometer. If I switch it into sport mode, it'll say I'm going into sport mode. You can actually hear a difference. I don't know if you could hear that. But it is, the sport mode on this vehicle is not like I have any other vehicle and I hit sport mode and it just shifts different. This vehicle, it is way different. It is not just, I'm going to shift, higher RPMs. No, the engine gets more, everything is more aggressive. It's kind of crazy, and it is a true sport mode. Over here we have the fuel gauge. Over here we have the engine temperature, things that you definitely want to keep an eye on. And then just your information, right? Time, temperature outside, trip odometer, odometer, basic stuff. I have nothing against anything in here, really at all. And then I apologize, I didn't say it. So this is your cruise control. You can set your cruise and all that stuff in here, cancel your cruise, plus or minus the speed, things like that. Basic. So coming back over here, this is the thing I dislike the most, is this screen. I really don't like it. It's one of the only vehicles I've ever gotten in that I started playing around with it, and I just don't like it. I really don't. You basically, you can get into the sub menus here, but you can choose what kind of audio you want. It does have screen mirroring capability if you have a device that has the capability of doing it. Of course, I have an iPhone, which I can't. But personalization menu, you can choose which music sources show up. And it's just, even the touch is not very, it kind of always reverts to the top. It's kind of weird like that. So these bars, let's go to my vehicle, system settings. This is where you can do mobile devices, things like that. We can go to vehicle settings. While driving, you can change the running lights or not. If you want, you can change your door key stuff. So if you hit the unlock button, does it do driver's door or all doors? You can change the tailgate, how that opens, which I will say as well, tailgate is not just something that you just, jump up and hit the button on the outside. It's a little different how you actually open that, and we'll go through that here shortly. But I'm not going to go through all this, but just to say that Toyota, get rid of this. If you're going to have a vehicle like this, I understand you don't want eyes going on a 15-inch tablet looking guy on here, but this little gizmo is kind of pointless, and just generic buttons. I like the volume knob down here. That makes it quick and easy to adjust the volume over this clunky thing. I used this almost 100% of the time. Next previous track shouldn't be way away from you, and it's just things in my opinion, of course, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the infotainment system. Coming down to the climate controls, it's pretty standard, right? You can adjust your temperature on each side, which so it is, dual climate. We can hit the auto button and it'll shock it up probably because it's warmer in here. or we can adjust the fan speed up or down automatically or manually. We can put the seat heaters on, we can do the defrost cycle. It's got everything you need, right? We do have a Qi charger in here, and this is one of those things that shocked me to my core, because this is the same phone I do all my tests on. My iPhone 13 Max has my MagSafe case on it, and I'm going to throw it in here, and it charges with the MagSafe case. You can see it's charging in there. That is the first Toyota vehicle. This is the first Toyota vehicle I have ever been in that I can charge my phone with my MagSafe case on wirelessly. Amazing, amazing. All right, so not to get too much into that, I do have a USB-A port down here. Do have, and that's for media access, and then we have a 12-volt port here. Let's go back to the radio real quick. We can do the touch up here. This is the only Toyota vehicle I've ever been in that didn't have that actually has an actual navigating knob that actually works decent. I actually didn't mind this, but anymore with larger touchscreens and things, I'd rather use the touchscreen personally, but we can technically get into the infotainment center through this, and the whole piece is a button, and so you can kind of cycle back. So if I push down or cycle back, and then I can just kind of scroll up and down, right? Cycle back. And I can scroll through and go to navigation, for instance, and all that stuff. So I'm not going to get into this too much, but not bad. Much better than like what they do in the Lexus with the little touch pads. I hate those touch pads. They're so touchy, especially when you're going down the road with bumps. This works pretty good. Now, another thing with shifting in this guy. So this isn't automatic, but it does have the manual setting with the paddle shifters over here. You don't just, I'll put my foot on the brake and shift. It doesn't do it. So it'll actually tell you to, bring it back up, press the unlock button to engage into gear. And the unlock button is actually on the side where your thumb goes. So basically, if you want to go into drive, right, we're in neutral, basically, or park right now. So park's right here where the green is. If I push the unlock button on the side and pull back, it goes into drive. Same thing goes if I just put it into reverse. I won't go straight into reverse because I'm going one at a time. If I go forward again, it's not going to allow me. I actually have to push the unlock button to go into reverse. And then park, you just tap the park button here on the top. Pretty basic, pretty easy, to be honest about it. And obviously you do get the indicators on here as well as up here. And if I hit the park button again, it goes up to park, and I know I'm in park. But going into drive or into reverse, you have to use the unlock button. So if I'm actually in drive and I hold the unlock button and push forward, I'll go straight into reverse, not into neutral. Pretty cool. I do like the shifting knob. I really do. I'm all about this, having this unlock button. It's fantastic to make sure that you get into the gear you want. And then to get into manual mode, you bring it down and then over. There we go. So that's the shifting knob. So going down here, we have our automatic start and stop. We can turn that off right here. So if you're at a light, it automatically, basically to save gas, essentially is what it is. Save fuel. Sport mode, that's just the big button that puts into sport mode. Also, if you're going to do launch control, this vehicle does have it. You do have to be in sport mode to do launch control. Parking sensor and the system safety stuff, and traction control. We can turn traction control off right here. I apologize, it keeps going in and out there. That's my fault. And then we have our parking brake, electric parking brake there. So that's pretty much everything in the system here. Above, we have our SOS button. We have lights. Nothing too fancy up there on this unit, at least. And then I do like to show glove box, pretty standard glove box. There's not a back seat, but there is speakers back there, and I will open the trunk, which is essentially the back seat, right? One thing that they don't have a center console here. There is nothing in here. You get your cup holders. So storage-wise, not a whole lot, but You're not buying this for that. You're buying this for the, well, for that. So I don't know how well you can hear that, but just a lovely low purr out of this bad boy. Okay, now we want to get into the back here, but where does it go? Because it actually doesn't come down here. It actually goes right here. Well, you don't do it from back here. You can do it from the key fob too, I will say that. Buttons down here below the speaker. You can hear it pop. Now it's popped open. And we got our trunk. And there is no junk in this trunk. So I don't think there's a sub trunk on this one that you can do anything below there. I'm sure there's a stuff down there, but that's it. And a nice cover. Obviously you can remove that if need be, but that is the trunk. Okay, getting into the engine compartment. Now there isn't the traditional way. Down here you can see it says 2 times, I apologize for that, 2X. So you pull it once, it pops, then you pull it again to unlatch it. So you do have to do it twice, and then you just lift. And you can see that's a big hood. But she's a purring engine. I did want to point out the backup camera. I did want to show the backup camera real quick while I was still in the vehicle here. And you can see as I turn, it does have the lines that estimate where you're going to be turning to. So right now that red line is currently where my reel is going to be going because of the fact that I am turning. But I did want to at least showcase what that looks like. Pretty simple. You know, obviously it doesn't have the 360 view on it, but no, it's a good backup camera. Also, you can see that there's not just a quick and easy access to the battery, but they do have a terminal right here that you can pull off of with the basically going to the frame to the ground as well. But yeah, that's a little unique, but there she is. And that is one big hood. All right, let's see if we can make you hear it. I'm not gonna go speeding, but that is fun. So I did want to go over a couple things real quick on this specifically for stats. 3.0 liter twin scroll turbo in the front, inline 6, 382 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed automatic transmission with the paddle shifters. Like I said, rear-wheel drive. This one has launch control, has a lot of great things going on for it. And I was amazed to hear, or see, actually, that's why I brought this up, is the fuel economy, 22 in the city, 30 on the highway. Really, I was blown away by that. For how much power this vehicle has, having that much, that good a fuel economy, essentially, I did not anticipate. I'll be honest about that. So, for what it is, like I said, this is the car to end midlife crisis. That's how I see it. That's how I view it. I'm not saying that's all it is, because I would happily drive this around. It is a fun car. That said, it's not a family car, obviously. You're not going to be driving this with your kids because you can't. You can only put one passenger in the seat with you. But for what it is, if you're looking for a fun, sporty car, this is kind of a home run. In all reality, this thing is fun. It has fun plastered all over itself, and it wants to go. It really just wants to live its life and travel as fast as you can legally allow to go, right? So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at this, because in all reality, this is like eye candy and ear candy all in one. And it is a fantastic car. It really is. I enjoyed driving this. It's not, like I said, an economical car in terms of what you can haul with it or take with you or who you can take with you. But it is, for the heart and just enjoyment, it's awesome. And I will say this, these seats, they are form-fitting. They fit you really, really well. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking by to the end. And we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video review on more vehicles. I got more lined up, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Sport mode? Ooh, yeah.